So my Spider-Man video did pretty good, and for a while it was my second most viewed video, and now it says this is my third best video. And because we met the goals of the previous video, I have to make this one. And this one will be covering all of the MCU Spider-Man suits, because Tom Holland has way more than Tobey and Andrew. Really quickly, I just want to start off with the homemade suit. This thing looks beautiful. Look at it. It's an homage to the Scarlet Spider Ben Reilly suit, made using a hoodie and sweatpants. I really like this one. This might be my favorite of all the homemade suits. This one I just like because of nostalgia. This one's still ass though. And I like that we get to see that Peter always had the zooming in goggles. Now, as much as I want to praise this suit, there's not much more I can say, but I am about to say some dumb nerd shit. The suit that we see in Civil War may not be the same suit. I mean, the mask looks different, the colors look pretty different, but that's just dumb nerd shit, and it's literally a few pixels on a screen, so who gives a fuck? Okay, now I just have to talk about the Stark suit. Oh my gosh, the Stark suit looks beautiful. Yes, I don't like a bunch of the random lines on the suit, and I actually don't mind the black lines on the arms and stuff too much. Part of me feels like they added these lines and black bands to fit into the design philosophy of all of the MCU suits. Or just to make it look more high-techy since it's made by Stark, and especially since we get the classic suit later at the end of this trilogy. I also really like the tiny spider symbol and the spider symbol on the back. Reminds me of a bunch of old Spider-Man drawings. And if you watched my last video, you know that I love giant Spider-Man lenses, such as the ones drawn by Todd McFarlane. But man, these lenses look straight up like Ditko, and it looks beautiful. Man, I know I'm talking about these eye lenses too much. That's because they deserve it. They look so good. Plus, them being able to zoom in gives it that comic look of him squinting. The actual suit that Tom Holland wore during Civil War looks amazing, and I love the spider symbol on it even more. The only problem with his suit, it's never actually shown in Civil War. They CGI'd over it with this. Now, this still looks really good, but man, I miss when we used to have actual suits worn by the actor. That doesn't happen a lot anymore, and when it does, it's usually just part of the suit, or it's only for a few small scenes. And sometimes they'll wear it throughout the whole movie and CGI over it later. Or they'll wear one suit and add little CGI parts to it later to make it look different, and it looks really, really weird. Either way, this suit looks good, but part of me wishes we actually got to see him wear more of a physical suit for Civil War. There are some suits that I'm okay with him using CGI for, like if it's a scene that needs CGI, like Spider-Man swinging in a lot of cases. Or if it's the MCU Iron Spider suit, which I don't think would realistically work as an actual suit he could wear, and so I was fine with him using mocap for it. But I have a lot of problems with the MCU Iron Spider suit, and I'll get to that in just a bit. And by just a bit, I mean right now, it looks like ass. Okay, let me rephrase. The suit actually looks really cool, and it looks really impressive with the CGI. It actually looks like a good suit and a good design. But what part of it looks like the Iron Spider suit? Just like my comparison of the Sam Raimi black suit and the comic black suit, barely anything here is like the original design. In fact, the Sam Raimi black suit is more like its comic counterpart than this one. At least the Sam Raimi black suit was still black. Look at the Iron Spider suit. It's red and black, or dark blue, I'm not sure, and it has barely any gold, and the eyes are blue instead of gold. They don't even look the fucking same. The MCU Iron Spider suit looks more like a redesign of the Parker Industries suit. It has the same blue glowing eyes, and it looks a lot closer to a metallic classic suit. Well, they changed the design because it wouldn't work in live action. That's what people have been saying about comic book movie suits for years, and when they actually put them in live action, they look fucking amazing, as long as they're handled right and adapted well. Plus, if you want a more realistic take on the Iron Spider suit from the comics, look at Insomniac's design. Well, that's different because it's a video game. Fuck you, these people in this game try and look realistic. They try and have a realistic art style for all the characters and settings, so fuck you, this would've looked great in the MCU. Plus, what's the whole point of Peter's character in Far From Home? He's trying to be different from Iron Man. Whenever he's taking questions from the crowd, he's dressed in the Iron Spider suit, and everyone's asking him, are you gonna be the new Iron Man? And he keeps trying to say no, but he's dressed in an Iron Man version of his spider suit. Imagine how much more impactful and meaningful Peter trying to be himself and less like Iron Man would have been in this movie and this whole trilogy and this whole cinematic universe if the costume was more accurate to the comic design and he looked more like Iron Man. And it would have also made him picking his own suit in Far From Home a lot more impactful. And remember how we saw the Iron Spider suit at the end of Homecoming? Imagine if it looked more like the comic design. Tony Stark is literally giving him a suit that's branded by Iron Man and asking him to join the Avengers, where Peter declines. Basically, it's a good design, but I feel like it misrepresents what the Iron Spider suit is supposed to be, and I also feel like if they adapted it better, it would have looked better, it would have been more faithful, and it would have made many themes more impactful for Spider-Man in the MCU, and it would have enriched the story, not just the costume design. But Marvel blew their chance, and I don't think we'll ever get this suit in live action. But hey, Insomniac did a pretty good job. Okay, the Far From Home upgraded suit. This suit looks beautiful. And the fact that when Peter's able to make his own suit, it's red and black like how Spider-Man's suit was originally supposed to be, it's just a nice little touch. Also, the white outline on the chest symbol and the white spider on the back really pops, and it makes the suit look especially good. This might be my favorite MCU Spider-Man suit if it wasn't for a certain other suit. There's really not much else I have to say about this suit besides the fact that it just looks good. Although I will mention, in No Way Home it's a slightly different suit. How? Well, probably some other details I don't notice, but the most noticeable detail is the belt area. It has less black and it's a bit more pointed. But besides that, the suit looks great. I do think the No Way Home version is slightly better though. Okay, the Night Monkey suit. It's nothing special, but for it being a Spider-Man suit made by S.H.I.E.L.D., it looks pretty cool, and it reminds me of the Spider-Man Noir suit. In terms of the story though, Peter wants a suit so he can fight crime, but he doesn't want to be recognized as Spider-Man. Yet they still give him these Spider-Man eyes. It's not that big of a deal, that's just a nitpick. It actually looks pretty cool. I can't say the same about another Tom Holland black suit. I'm sorry, but the Inside Out suit, in my opinion, looks like ass. Well, it's because it's the insides of a Spider-Man suit, and it's like, yeah, I know, the insides of a high-tech Spider-Man suit's gonna have those wires everywhere. I'm sorry, black and gold is usually an appealing combo, but this suit doesn't look that great. Plus, the entire reason they made this suit was just to sell toys. I know that you're gonna say, oh, well, it's Spider-Man, he's going to sell toys. And it's like, well, yeah, but I don't give a fuck, this is fucking stupid. Besides, who wants a toy of such a lame-looking Spider-Man? Well, okay, if some little kid wanted a toy of this suit, that's okay, I'm glad he got that. And companies are always gonna find ways to sell more toys about things anyways, so I don't really care that much. I'm just saying, if you needed a suit just to have an excuse to release more toys, it could have been a way better looking suit that probably would have got you more sales. Who the fuck wants to buy an action figure of this? Also, Peter wears his suit inside out because it got splashed by some green paint, and so he turns it inside out. Wouldn't the paint be rubbing up against his body now? What the fuck? I think it would have made more sense for him just to wear the suit splattered in green paint. Remember that really cool red and black suit from Far From Home? Well, let's CGI some gold shit on it. Spoiler alert for this 3-year-old movie. What the fuck? It's been 3 years, Jesus. When they filmed these scenes together, Tom Holland was wearing the red and black suit, but in post, they CGI'd all this gold shit on it. Basically, a little bit of the Iron Spider suit got ripped off by Dr. Octopus and went onto his arms. Notice how they're red? And then after Dr. Octopus is cured, that little bit of the Iron Spider goes back onto Peter's suit. So he has like 5% Iron Spider as this gold spider on his chest. You see, this suit was only CGI'd over, and they only put this scene in the movie to sell more toys as well. Except this suit actually looks pretty good. At first, when I saw the gold spider, I didn't like it very much, but it started to grow on me. When it's more of a matte gold, it looks pretty good. But if it's like the Spider-Man 2 game or the Spider-Man 1 game, where it's really reflective, that's when it looks really ugly. Also, again, I don't know what the fuck's up with all these random lines that aren't even part of the Iron Spider, but whatever, the suit looks pretty cool. Although I do wish he just wore the red and black suit with the other two Spider-Men so we could get more of a classic trio, but it's whatever, it still looks pretty cool. But before I talk about the cream of the crop of Spider-Man suits, let's talk about, once again, the cream of the crop that came before this one. The No Way Home versions of Tobey and Andrew's suits. Andrew has the exact same suit that he wore in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and that's why it still looks so good. Tobey's suit was old as fuck, and it was unwearable, and it was all fucked up and shit and ripped, and so they had to make a whole new suit based on the old one. It looks really similar, aside from a few small details like the spider being in a slightly different place, but the biggest one people notice is the mask. In my opinion, I think the mask looks pretty good. I think there's a few reasons specifically why these Spider-Men aren't shown with their masks on a lot. I think it's because people want to see the actors' faces, since they're back on the big screen with the new Spider-Man, and also because the mask that they had for Tobey did look a little awkward and they didn't want to show it as often. It's usually shown in CGI, or very rare instances where he has it on, and then he usually takes it off very quickly. But because of how they remade the suit, I honestly think it looks pretty good and they did a damn good job recreating it. And even if it's not fully accurate, it still looks good. It's not like the mask looks terrible or anything. And now, the suit you've all been waiting for. This suit, I don't want to say too much about it yet because we've only seen it on screen for like 10-15 seconds. But man, those 10 or 15 seconds, it looked beautiful. I'm talking about the classic Spider-Man suit that Tom Holland makes at the end of No Way Home, that he'll hopefully wear in his future Spider-Man movies. It looks beautiful. The most comic accurate suit. And the front and back symbol, a lot of people said is based on Tobey and Andrew's symbols, and honestly, they don't look that similar. But it doesn't matter because they look really good. And this suit straight up looks like Steve Ditko's art. It looks great. I know a lot of people complained about the reflective blue, but honestly, I think the reflective blue on his suit looks really nice. I don't know, everything about this suit, it feels like they took all of their experience from previous Spider-Man suits, took what worked and cut what didn't, and made the ultimate homage to the original comics. And that's why I think that this suit is the most comic accurate suit, and quite possibly, if it stays just as good as it looks now in future movies, the best live action Spider-Man suit. Hope you all enjoyed my video. This is a video I've been working on for a while, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I think I still like the first one more, but that might just be because I have nostalgia for those older suits. If you liked the video, be sure to like it, share it, and also subscribe. And I plan on doing more Spider-Man content in the future. I've been doing a good bit of JoJo content, and I'm gonna still keep doing JoJo content, but I think I'm gonna take a small break from it to work on other types of content. I'm thinking about possibly doing some Pikmin related videos or Resident Evil. I'm really hoping I hit 1,000 subscribers soon, and also when I hit 1,000 subscribers, that's when I want to release my Patreon. If you like Spider-Man, Resident Evil, Pikmin, JoJo, Smash Brothers, or Sonic the Hedgehog, then please be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you all next time, and I hope you all have a good night.
Okay, burnt cheese, I did it, please. Please, let my family go. You've already killed my son. Let my daughter live. You son of a bitch. You son of a...